Hello people, welcome back. This is Word here, and we are in the 6th game of the clan war between xOZergling and Clarity Gaming. And this match is going to be a ZVZ in the purple, playing for xOZergling in the top of Antigua Shipyard. It is Zergling, and his opponent will be the victor of the last match, the Teal Zerg, in the bottom portion of Antigua Shipyard, cEngyn. Now the score is currently 3-2 in favor of xO, so if Zergling wins this match, he will win the clan war. So the pressure is on for cEngyn to be able to take this match, and really a ZVZ, match point ZVZ game is a scary, scary business because it is a very volatile matchup. Very scary. And we've been seeing a lot of it lately. If you watched any of IPL or really any other tournament, you're seeing a lot of ZVZs. The GSL finals were ZVZ. A lot of the IPL stuff was ZVZ. In fact, the IPL finals, if I'm remembering correctly, which I am, was a ZVZ between Violet and Lenok. Spoiler alert. Actually, no, I'm not going to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it because there's a total possibility people haven't seen the finals yet. But it is a very good ZVZ finals. I definitely recommend it. Both the GSL finals and the IPL finals were really, really good ZVZs. Not going to lie to you about that. Now, we're going to be here on Antigua Shipyard, and lots of Zergs have been comfortable with going 15 hatch here in the ZVZ world, but of course a lot of aggression is not always a bad thing in ZVZ. Ling Baneling can be game-ending if it controlled properly or improperly controlled by your opponent. So some people will take that gamble, but of course you are putting your fate in the hands of your opponent in that case, whether or not he can avoid the Banelings of you. Next, we are going to see Zergling here going for the pool first and a hatch first here for Clarity's cEngyn. And again, Clarity is fielding cEngyn for this match. xOZergling is fielding Zergling. And if cEngyn wins, we will tie it up 3-3 and go to what will be the final game. Now these guys are going to scout each other, and I always like to say there's no secrets in ZVZ. Your Overlord is able to get in there right away and see exactly what the pool timing is if you don't choose to drone scout, and you're able to just cover any normal attack paths with Overlords because anti-air is not usually a thing in ZVZ unless you're going directly for Mutalisk, which isn't too common, or you go for those Infestors, and even then you don't want to waste energy on Overlords. So you're pretty much able to see when your opponent's going to attack, and it's not about making those reads, it's more about can you control your units properly in order to deal with whatever your opponent is throwing at you. We're going to see the gas coming up here for Zergling, and it's not an aggressive gas, he's just getting it. Probably going to be for a defensive Baneling Nest. If you wanted speed, he would have gotten the gas earlier if you wanted a fast speed. cEngyn, meanwhile, could be going for a quicker speed, and that's a lot of dichotomy you'll see in a lot of ZVZs. One player will go for those Banelings to be defensive, and one player will go for that speed to be either aggressive or defensive. But that's going to be the biggest difference. Of course, we see the gas for Zergling is a bit behind, and I wouldn't be surprised if he laid down that Baneling Nest before anything else. If he saw the gas of his opponent, we see in here that he hasn't actually scouted the main. We don't see a drone scout from either of these players. Just the Overlord for now. He saw the pool and the gas, so he pretty much feels okay. And we do see the speed on the way here for cEngyn. So these guys are just kind of going to sit back here for a while. Most Zergling, or Zerg players, most Zerglings for all I know, will go for a Baneling Nest before the Roach Warren, just for safety reasons, really. If you don't have a Baneling Nest and your opponent does, you can be in a very rough position if they decide to be aggressive. We actually are going to see Zergling go for this speed first, and that doesn't surprise me as much because he didn't see the gas timing of his opponent, so no big deal there. But some players will go for Roach Warren, and you know there's a window where you're very vulnerable to a lot of speedlings if you get the Roach Warren, but if you can overcome that window, if your Zerg opponent is not aggressive, then you are in a very good position because your tech is quite a bit ahead, and Roaches are very, very powerful when they get into big groups of like 9 or more against the Zerglings, because the surface area just is not all that good. And on the other hand, when you have like 4 or 5 Roaches, speedlings will dominate them. We do see the Baneling Nest coming up here for cEngyn from Clarity Gaming. Second gas on the way as well here, so he'll probably lay down an Evolution Chamber and maybe start working on Roaches and Lair, if I were to make a guess at that point. But ZVZ is a matchup that can change a lot. We actually see both of these players going to be producing Zerglings in relatively high numbers. In fact, cEngyn here producing quite a few, and his speed is finishing just now, so he's going to be able to get a scout off, and he's going to see what his opponent is up to. He's not going to see any Baneling Nest or anything, but he does see everything that there is to see. So he knows without a Baneling Nest, and with speed a bit behind his own, there's just no way his opponent's going to be able to be aggressive. But at the same time here, we are going to see him choosing to be aggressive on this side. He's going to have 6 banelings morphing in down here. Zergling actually going to see these, but he's got to be so careful. He doesn't know when they're going to finish. He's going to manage to pick off one of them, not quite get a second. And wow, he's actually could just be going for a counterattack run by here, but he is going to run into a bunch of speedlings coming up. Here come the Zerglings and the... Oh, pretty good explosion there. 1 baneling for 4 Zerglings is a good trade. That one not so good here for Engyn, and it looks like the counterattack has been warded away. Oh, very nice baneling explosion for Engyn. This is some very good pressure. A lot of spine crawlers in the wall going up, but is it going to be in time? If one of these banelings can get picked off, it's going to be a lot less deadly, but oh, if he can just get a good explosion on these drones, yes, he does. These drones are going to be so much easier to pick off as speedlings. He's going to get a lot of good kills there. More and more Zerglings running across the map, going for Zergling's natural. Could Engyn actually just win it here? He's done incredible damage. Killed so many Zerglings. He's a 20 lings to the 6 of his opponent, and he seems to be overrunning, just running right past these spine crawlers. The spine crawlers killing a lot of lings on the way, but now with defensive Zerglings morphing in for Zergling, looks like he should be able to clean that up. Engyn going to pull back, but he managed to kill 7 workers. Now 37 drones to 24. Back at home, he doesn't have a spine crawler laying that down now, but he does have the option to morph in banelings. The Zergling count is 17 to 6 now. The tables have been turned for Clarity Gaming's Engyn, and he might have a hard time holding this, but as long as he can block the ramp with those queens and get those drones up there, I don't think he'll be losing the natural. He's morphing in a couple of banelings now. He just needs to buy time for those banelings to come in. That's all he needs. But if these lings run by and go up into the base, that could be a very bad situation. He's going to surround these queens now, and the banelings morph in just in time to save those queens. He's going to try to kill some drones, but I don't think he got a single drone kill there. No, he really didn't kill anything. And now he's behind 13 drones. Never a situation you want to be in any mirror matchup. Now we have the lair up for Engyn. The lair is morphing in for Zergling, but he is just behind in all aspects. Now we have a Spire coming up for Engyn, and I love this. He knows how much damage he did. He knows his opponent's lair wasn't morphing at the same time as his because he spent so much time in the main base, and he knows that even if his opponent goes for Spire, it's going to be way behind his, and if he goes for Infestor, it's going to be way behind his Spire. So he has a huge window here for these Mutalisks to do tons of damage, and that's economic damage that Zergling is not going to be able to afford. Now with these spine crawlers here, he should be able to hold any baneling push unless he runs his Zerglings headlong into a baneling. Do not want to do that, so he's going to pull back to his defensive spines. Very nice positioning. Oh, wow, that was not a good trade there for Zergling. Engyn gets a huge explosion, and he's just going to run by, go into the main yet again. And these drones just do not want to take any more damage. They just want to mine. But Zergling should have enough here to clean this up. Not the best position, I guess, in Zergling versus Zergling. You can't quite get the good concave, but oh my god, he's actually going to kill one more drone here. I guess I kind of got a little overexcited there. Oh, he killed one more drone. But Engyn Spire is about to finish at the same time that Zerglings is starting. And if we take a look at Zerglings... Oh! Banelings! Killing another 6 drones there. And Zergling was just beginning to catch up. But now he is not, and now he has not seen that Spire on the way. We have a ton of Mutalisks, 11 Mutalisks, as well as +1 on the way here for Engyn, and there is just nothing here for Zergling. He isn't laying down any Spore Crawlers because he doesn't have the Scout on. A couple drones here, not even doing anything because of the miss rally, and these Mutas could really end it all. The army supply right now, 45 to 11. The Mutas are out on the field, and he's going to scout them with these Overlords, and that is just going to be a horrible sinking feeling. Are we going to have reactive spores coming up here for Zergling, or is he just going to try to do his best with queens? He's only got the 2 queens. He just simply is not going to be able to hold this. A lot of Zerglings coming in. The Spine Crawlers, of course, going to be useless against the Mutas, and he is really massing these up, and Zergling knows he can't quite handle the flood. GG. Engyn ties it up 3-3, and we're going to go to our final game, Game 7, to see who wins, Clarity Gaming or XO Gaming. So stick around. It's time for that next game.